How do you know when you need to replace your front door? I'm going to teach you right now.
Desert King windows, we knock out the weather.
All right, so how do you know when to replace your front door? First of all, why would you replace your front door? Did you know Remodeling Magazine here in 2025 says that the ROI, your return on investment for replacing your front door, is 105%. So that means whatever you're spending on your front door right here, this year, if you go to sell it, you're gonna get 105% back. Let me show you what you're looking for here and if it's even needed. A couple of things. First one is the seal of the door, because we're all about energy efficiency. That's what we do. Desert King windows, we knock out the weather, right? Kind of hard to do that when you can see gaps in your door. So first thing you're looking at, this is called the reveal, okay? The reveal should be consistent, and that is the width of the gap all the way around there, okay? We're looking for that, because if there's inconsistencies, that means the door is out of square, okay? Which makes it extremely easy to leak. We also like to take a step back and have a look around there to see if you see any daylight, especially if there's a lot of sun directly on it. You can see if there's daylight, and typically you'll see daylight right over here, or right over here, sometimes right in here. Phoenix and Las Vegas, you gotta worry about them little scorpions, okay? I can't stand scorpions. Those are like my fear, like my phobia right there are scorpions. So this right here, that seal is extremely important for that. Next thing we're doing, we're opening it up. We're gonna look over here at the weather stripping, okay? This door is actually in pretty decent shape. It's just outdated, and so that's why it's being replaced as part of this remodel here. Right here, give it a little tug. It's actually in pretty decent shape. This has actually been redone, this weather stripping. And yes, you can have the weather stripping redone around a door to seal it up better. Another thing is the threshold. This threshold, is it rotted out? Do we have issues right over here? Can we see gaps in there? Is it properly sealed? Those are things you're looking for. The new threshold that's coming is going to be an adjustable threshold. So we'll be able to actually adjust it for a perfect seal and continue to adjust it if the house settles or something along those lines. This whole opening right here is actually going to be completely demoed out because we have a bigger door that's going to be going in. This kind of gives you a really good idea of what we're looking for. Another thing is the actual slab itself. Okay, this is a fiberglass slab. It's taken some sun damage and all that good stuff, but overall, it actually has held up pretty well. All it is just obviously the finish of it has gone, which after 25 years in the desert in fiberglass and it's stained, that's to be expected. So I'm not beating it up for that, that's for sure. Now this particular door is made out of fiberglass. You have a lot of front doors out there made out of wood. And in wood, you can definitely see how dry it can get, how it can split. This is made to look like wood. You'll see in actual wood, you can see a lot of this start to separate. And when it starts to separate, that means it hasn't been painted and upkept throughout the years. With wood, you have to strip it and stain it every couple years. You have to, or if it's a painted wood door, you have to paint it every 5 years. Otherwise, it starts to eat at the actual wood itself. And that's going to that's going to make it actually expand and contract a lot, which is going to throw it out of square. To visualize how that happens, imagine if this door, this one does not expand and contract very much because it's fiberglass, but imagine if it were wood. This thing weren't refinished constantly. All of those spots that are opening up, here, space doesn't just appear. The door has to go somewhere. So now all of a sudden, the door is harder to open, right? Because now it's bigger, it's a bigger overall width now. And that means it's going to create gaps in other places. And so that is definitely a huge downside of wood front doors. They just don't last very long. Now, a trend that I don't think is going anywhere is to go with taller and bigger front doors. That is definitely something that people like to, or homeowners like to upgrade. This is the header for the door, right? There's another header right on top of that window. So we can actually utilize that header right there, remove all of this for a proper door, okay? Now, what if you don't have a window above? That's gonna be a little bit more invasive to raise up the door, because if you don't have that header up there, we have to put one up there. That means that all of that would have to get torn out, brand new header gets put in place, all this has to get torn out, a temporary wall needs to be built right here so it holds up and braces the ceiling, because almost all exterior walls are load bearing. In this particular case, I didn't check it, but this actually might not be because we're in a little cove here. So it's possible that this isn't. However, every single door, every single window, no matter what, needs a header It's just whether or not the actual wall itself is load bearing. So what does that construction look like? We got lucky here, so we got to save the homeowner a lot of labor and go ahead and just take the door all the way up to that next header that's on top of that round top there. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but these are the things that you're looking for to see whether or not you need to replace your front door. And sometimes you just want to replace it to make it look better. And the current front door just doesn't fit what you're going for. Not to mention that ROI. Don't forget that. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Choosing new windows can be overwhelming. There's tons of information out there, and AI might miss the mark. But our free window buyer's guide, backed with 25 years of experience, makes it simple. No overcomplicated jargon, just facts to help you decide with confidence. And don't forget to get 3 bids. And if you're in one of our areas, make sure Desert King is one of them. You'll be glad you did.
We use the best windows, cause nothing works better. Desert King Windows, we knock out the weather.